love to cook? Hello, I'm Giulia and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you a cookie recipe that goes back many years. Very traditional, very basic. You're going to love what you can do with it. I do. As a matter of fact, I use this recipe a lot. For basic cookies, for dunking with a coffee, snack kind of cookies. Also great to make like Easter shaped cookies for the kids. As a matter of fact, my grandmother used to make that for us, and ever since then, now I did it for my children, now I do it for my grandchildren. So, and they're always expecting one of those. I'll show you to them later, but right now let's start with the dough. The basic dough, which I'm using a pound of flour. Actually, obviously, when I do these things, I do double of this. I do 2 pounds because I do a lot of cookies. But this should be good enough for today. And you can double it as you want it, or you can just cut it down as you want it. So I'm using a pound of flour, 3 eggs, a cup of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of baking soda, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, about a half a lemon worth of the zest of half a lemon, and half a cup of oil, which I'm going to measure right now. And if you need it, a little bit of milk. I have it with me only if you need it, because there should be a nice supple dough, but not too wet. Otherwise, you won't be able to make anything that, form anything. So let's start with the flour. We'll put that on the board. We'll mix the sugar. Actually, let's do all the dry ingredients first. Baking powder, baking soda, salt, and the lemon zest, which I'm probably going to need a little spoon for it. Scoop it out, it might be too much. Usually I use this amount for the whole 2 pounds, just half a lemon, just to give it a little bit of a, just mix everything together. Now we'll put the oil, actually, sugar. Yeah. Mix that together. Now we'll put the oil. And I use just vegetable oil. Doesn't have to be anything, particular. My oven is already preheating, because they don't take too long. It depends on what you want to do with them. So I mix the oil a little bit so it doesn't clump up. Then I'm going to make a well in the middle. Okay, this is good enough. So the eggs won't run away. I also have an egg that I beat a little bit, slightly beaten, that I use for brush on top of the cookies to give them a nice shine or a nice luster. They just look better. What I do at this point is just get the vanilla in the egg so that it'll mix better with the rest of the stuff. Just a teaspoon. This, okay, that's good. Okay, all these things, and I have a little bit of milk in case it needs it. If it doesn't, we won't put it in. Sometimes a lot of it depends on the flour or the eggs, the size of the eggs. I use large eggs. Sometimes that's not enough, and I don't want to overdo it with the eggs, so I just add a little milk. And it seems to have a binding process that helps a lot with this dough. So I could use another egg, but I'm not going to do that. So just kind of bring it together. And then we're going to use our hands, obviously. I also have a little bit of flour in another bowl for when we actually make the shapes, if it needs to flour the board. Okay, I'm gonna help to get this thing off the scraper. So I'm gonna use my hands for a while. There we go. This looks already pretty moist. Let's see, we might not even need the milk. Just a little bit. This dough is actually funny because you can actually knead it when you are ready to do the cookies, and it's very pliable. I would say it has the feel of what's the dough that the kids like to play with? The word doesn't come in. Okay, that's good. Okay, we let the dough rest for just a couple of minutes. It doesn't need that much while I gather the things that I needed it. And so now I'm ready to just start some of the shapes that I like to make with these cookies. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you what I call the little twisty ones. That again, they're one of the favorites of my family. And so what you do is you can actually knead a little bit of dough so it gets nice and smooth. Use a little bit of flour if you need, obviously. And what I do is I just cut, let's say, pieces of them, and I roll them out in a little cylindrical form. And you keep doing this until you get, you know, like a 1/4 of an inch thickness kind of thing, around the diameter, whatever you want to call it. And then I just kind of just get them together, twist them. Okay, so now you cut them to size, let's say, and you just place them on a cookie sheet. Just keep it like a firm so they don't unravel. They tend to do that. And you position them on a cookie sheet. So we could do a couple more of those. What I like the most is the fact that it doesn't have too much of anything. It's got the vegetable oil as opposed to butter, and it's not overly sweet. And so it's great for kids' snack, for school, for the coffee, dunking in, anything that you like to do with it. So now I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a couple of the cookie cutouts, and then we'll see them when they come out of the oven, obviously. If you need to, you could use a rolling pin to make them as thin as you like. Again, use flour because otherwise they're going to stick. Don't be afraid, because then we're going to roll out the we're going to brush the, oh, they make it big enough. Okay, well, we will just make one with this. Okay, see? Okay, they look cute. Let's do it again. Didn't do a good job first time. Okay. There's your little chick. See that? And you can reform it again. No biggie. Okay. I'm going to do maybe another one, and then I'm going to show you what I actually really like to do at Easter time with this dough is do the traditional ciambella that we used to call them, that my grandmother used to make for us, and then now I do for I did for my children when they were little, and now I do for the grandchildren. Okay, whoops, come on, stay there. Okay, let's see, for this one, you're gonna need a nice amount of dough that you're gonna need again, make it nice and smooth. Again, use a little flour. And this time I'm going to use the rolling pin. What I did over the years, I used to do free-forming ones, and obviously it used to take me longer, but I had more patience when I was younger. So now, I'm getting older, but I'm also getting smarter. So I decided, why not make just templates for them, and then just put them on, and let's see, we'll use the rabbit one. So what I do is I just place it on it. I use parchment paper, and I need another little tool. So hold on a second, I'll be right back. Right here, it's a pastry cutter that I use, and I'll just go around. That's it, see? So now, I'm going to help myself with a scraper, and hopefully they'll stay together. All right, there we go. See? So now, at this point, you can decorate this before you put it in. What I usually do is I use like a couple of raisins to define the eyes and the mouth, or you could use like little M&Ms or anything you like. You know, basically, you can put a hard-boiled egg in the middle. But at this point, this is where you're just going to brush now the egg wash. You're going to do the egg wash so that it gives it a nice shine. Okay. All right. We're ready to go in the oven with it. Okay. As those cookies cook in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, I'm going to show you some different styles of cookies that you can make with that dough. This is one of them, another one of them, and it's what we call them cookies with jam. And basically you roll them out, make a square, rectangular, and put jam in it, whatever jam you like. And you make little loaves, you brush them with the egg, and this is the result. And you cut them while they're still warm. That's the secret, because if they get cold, you're not going to be able to cut them, they'll be a mess. This is the other style, another style that I make for the kids. And okay, this is what it looks like when it's done. And you can decorate it as you like, candies or fruit or M&Ms, whatever you have at end. And that's the result. They're cute to look at and they're great to eat. So good luck. Well, I'm going to check on the cookies, and they look perfect. So let's take them out. Put them on the board, and we're going to let them cool down. And then, if we want to decorate them, we can do that after they cool down. If not, we'll just put them in a plate and we'll eat them. Now, there's the cookies, all ready to go. And they're plated, and they look beautiful, and they're good for holidays, and good for all year round, all kind of shapes, and hopefully you'll try to make them and you'll have a good luck with them, okay? Thanks.
What are you fixing, Vito?
The leftover from the last night.
Ah, nice.
I got some ham, the string beans,
Oh,
potatoes.
Beautiful.
Amazing.